to the Super T Podcast Show. So, just another vlog of uh, the thoughts of your host, me. So, I know this is not the official studio space, especially because it's a vlog. And a vlog is more, what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, I can't even find it now. It's 6 o'clock in the freaking morning. And I'm at the end of my semester. I have finals and performances and um, end of semester events. And I feel like I'm definitely at my cap of that. Plus, as you know, the world is celebrating Easter. Oh, Friday ain't no school. Oh, I got to get my hours in today. Shit, I just realized Friday is not no school. Um, I kind of mismanaged my hours, and my pay was short, but it wasn't extremely short. It's still manageable because hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. And I ain't going Christian now, even though Christian to me is under it goes by the etymology of the word Christ, and the etymology of the word Christ itself means to be enlightened. So by definition, a Christian is supposed to be comparable to a Buddhist, because Buddha also um, has the definition of enlightenment. So both terminologies is supposed to say you are enlightened. Now, what they have done with Christianity is a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But yeah. I'm just saying I'm grateful. I'm grateful because literally all my needs, everything is supplied and provided for. And I have the freedom to 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 go to school, which is amazing, and pursue uh, studies into things that are, of interest to me. But what I have seen open up is like what I thought was going to just be like the way spirit is moving everything through me, as me, and everything around me, like really has me daydreaming a lot. And I just be in awe. I just be in awe. It's like I just be in awe. I was with a classmate a few days ago, Monday I was with a classmate, and this classmate is on a similar wave. They're younger, you know what I mean? So they're more tunnel vision than I am, and just the things that I noticed while we were talking and traveling together, and I pointed out, and they like, oh my god, like I wouldn't have even seen it, just random stuff. And I say that to say, um, sometimes it feels like I see every freaking thing. See, feel, hear, everything. And there's a lot of things that's going on at once. So to have that capacity, things do get filtered out, obviously. But to have that capacity and then also just be surrendered to my higher self, to spirit. Some people want to say Holy Spirit, divinity, that power, that force. I consciously tap in and I consciously let go each and every day, because what I have discovered is when I can put my intentions, I should and I do put my own personal intentions out, but I don't try to figure this out. The thing called life, I nope. I listen, I pay attention, and I just flow. Flow. I literally just wrote a song called Flow. And it was mixed and mastered this week. So I have to bring my flash drive so that I can get a copy of it and actually publish it for the world to hear. Only a few people in my class have heard it, and but it was very divine, and I could see the reactions. Like, first of all, I have some excellent, excellent, excellent professors who I dare say are enlightened as well. I think to function successfully in the rapidly changing world, that you have to, like, you cannot be in the dark. You just, and I say that as a metaphor, you just cannot. I mean, there's a lot of people that are, but the people who are, it makes it more challenging for the people who ain't. You know, once upon a time, they people, individuals, not even a lot of people, some individuals wanted it to be that way because they felt dominant and they felt in control and yada yada. But I think even those individuals, with whatever type of wealth they have accumulated for themselves, are seeing that ain't gonna work moving forward. Like, people need to know, and people are knowing, like, the things that was once hidden and kept secret are like available available through this wonderful medium called the internet, which is obviously always been available. um, but now it's just so much easier to access. And although accessing the knowledge and having access to the information doesn't make you an adept, right? Like, you have to still put in practices to really personally be come enlightened, right? And so that's a good thing that I have professors who are enlightened. Especially, I feel the top of my department is enlightened, and that makes life a whole lot easier, because although she's multitasking, and she has a business, she's top of the department, and she also teaches, and she has her own family that she also has to manage. She gets everything done, and so it's easy to communicate with her, um, and that's such a blessing, because communication just makes things so much more better, so yeah, we had a meeting yesterday that I didn't even know we were gonna have before 10 minutes before. Like, I got up, I did my self care, got to school as quickly as I could. It takes me a while. Like, my brain may be going at rapid speeds, but my physical body, it takes time. Just to get from here to the bathroom can take like a whole, like, 3 minutes, I might exaggerate, maybe two, but still, like, it should only take like 30 seconds, but I'm getting there, I'm retraining basically all of me, yeah, I love where I am, but this is not where I'm staying, and I could, like, I see the growth. I see the growth. I see, because there's different organizations. There's different people that I'm meeting, and literally, I'm not seeking these things out. Like, I'm not looking for these things. These things are literally coming to me, and I'm just like, oh, oh, okay. So I'm learning so much so quickly. I'm not just learning in the academic setting. I'm learning through day to day, just life is teaching me. And then I'm interacting with these national organizations, and they're teaching me, and I'm building relationships. It's a wonderful time. It's a wonderful time. It's just a wonderful time. But yet there is still me, the growing me, and they put some pressure on me yesterday. I thought I was talking to one professor, because I was in her class, and she was like, "Oh, I need to talk to you in 15 minutes." And I was like, I had already, like, I have a schedule, ma'am. Um, like, I wish I was, it was different, kind of. I like it the way it is, to be honest with you. I like the flow, but I had already put in my scheduling that, okay, between classes, I'm going to go over to the gym. I'm going to do my sets of weight training for my legs, and then I'm going to make sure that I'm in class on time by 1 o'clock. And then at the end of the class, which went over because the class is supposed to end at 12, the class didn't end until 12:30. She's like, "Oh, I want to see you in a couple of minutes," and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do my best. You know, it took me almost 10 minutes to get to the freaking gym. Now at the gym, I was there all of 5 minutes, and I recorded. Well, I was there like 6 minutes at the gym, because I only do two machines for my legs. I do 3 sets on each machine, and then I'm out, but just to get to the gym was 10 minutes. To get back from the gym was another 10 minutes. 20, like 25 minutes, 27 minutes had already passed, and the gym is on the campus. They take the feeling of how they feel around me not for granted, but they don't realize that because I'm not expressing the physical aches in my body unless I'm like getting up or getting down. Like if I'm getting up, if I'm standing up or sitting down, then if you're around me and you paying attention, you're gonna hear the aches. But otherwise, I'm like, you don't know. You just see bubbly, happy me, and you're like, oh, she's just so full of energy. And yeah, I do. I have a lot of energy. Nonetheless, my body is currently being restructured. I feel like everything in my freaking life is being restructured in a good way. But think about a construction site. Have you seen a construction site? A construction site, you can see the formation of the building, but it's a mess. It is a mess. There is debris all over the place. There is material all over the freaking place. It's dusty. It's hazardous. I dare say I'm hazardous, okay? Because while I am okay, where's the phone? While while I'm growing and technically being restructured, um, but more importantly, growing, evolving, already enlightened to a certain degree, but becoming more enlightened. And what I talk about. Woo, 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 woo. All I can say is woo. I just came in yesterday and I was just quiet. I was just like, I don't want to. I wanted to kind of do a vlog, but I got in, I got comfortable, and by the time like I couldn't, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna just eat. And initially, I started studying. I studied a little bit. I ate, but immediately after I ate, my body was like, go to sleep. And I did. And I woke up. It was like 12 o'clock. My body was like, okay, go to the bathroom, go back to sleep. Because today's Thursday. And I probably like maybe have 20 more minutes to talk and chat because then I have to start moving. And once again, I don't move quickly. So, and then on top of moving, let's not, I'm talking about everything, because let's think about a building. Just think about one building. When you're building a building, your building has to have a foundation, right? And then it has the structural parts. And then outside of creating the structural parts, then now you have to do, what do they call it? I don't know the correct construction term, but I know they have to add walls, they have to add doors, they have to add other components to actually make the building not only functional but also um, attractive. Like nobody wants to walk into a building and I've seen buildings, and I'm pretty sure these are buildings that they um, I don't know, remodeled or whatever, like old buildings that they remodeled where the bathroom is in this weird place and it's extra small and tight, and you're just like, who designed this? Who designed this? Soon as you walk in, the toilet's right there. You can't even hardly turn around. It's just right there. This was not designed for a woman. This was designed for a man just to come in here, stand in here, and get the heck out. But hello, obviously it was designed for a skinny man. No, I'm just. I've had those experiences in New York City. But I'm pretty sure, again, they were old buildings where they installed something that wasn't initially there, or they, made something bigger and made that smaller. I don't know. But the point is, those are older buildings. That's an older building I'm referencing that has been remodeled. And whoever designed it was not considering the fact that people come in different shapes and sizes. Okay. But in reality, with a construction, when you're constructing a new building, you are like literally putting in the foundation. You have to make sure the soil is right. You got to make sure it's deep enough. You got to make sure you're using the right materials. And that is how I feel about my life. Because even though the foundation is strong, and even though there's been a lot of different experiences I've had and opportunities to go forward with things that I'm passionate about, I kind of feel like after the pandemic, it was things were moving. I want to say things were moving fast before it, but things got a lot slower for me. But for others, it sped up, you know. And I just, being turtle me, I'm definitely the tortoise in the fable of the tortoise and the hare. I'm definitely the tortoise. I'm the tortoise. I just be creeping along physically. But mentally, like my brain, my mind, seeing, observing. Um, Most things, again, are filtered, discarded because they're not applicable. But just to have that level of awareness is like, oh, you know, yeah. And that's a component of me that is increasing. It's not decreasing, it's increasing. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And obviously, before a person is aware of the things that are around them, I mean, I would think, I can only speak for myself. I am more aware of the things that are within. And I'm just like, so being aware of the things that's within, the evolutions, the growth, all of that good stuff. There's also nature, good old nature, in my early 40s. And, apparently, I don't know how many of these daggone eggs I got left, but I got quite a few. And they remind me all the time with a urgency that's like, I don't even know. The other day, I was like, I don't even know why I left the house. I don't even know why I'm outside because I felt like my physical body had, like, they teamed up on me. Like I got up, everything was cool. And by the time I was dressed, it was like, oh, personal summer, boom, ovulation, boom. And I was like, oh no, oh no. I want to go back to bed. I want to lay down. I got to go outside. Not only do I have to go outside, I have to interact with folks. And that's why I was in class and I made that what you call it. I was just like, just looking around the classroom and observing, like, it is literally only three, well, four females, including the professor. It's only four females in this classroom, and it's like 20 of us here. So 16, I'm exaggerating. It wasn't 16 guys. It's not 20. I'm pretty sure the roster has 20, but in the physical class, let's see. It was like one, two, three, 4, 5, 6. It was about 10. About 10 guys. 10 guys to us, four females. And out of the four females, two of us are like 19 and 20. Two of us are like 19 and 20. And I'm just like, they have no idea. I'm in the class fanning myself. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get a personal fan. This is not good. This is not good. So, of course, every woman that I seen that looked remotely around my age, I vented to, who I felt comfortable with. And they were like, one gave me the advice of, girl, I'm 56. I didn't been past that. I'm like, so do you have any pointers? 'Cause it's not like I could call my aunties. Like, if I try to call my aunties, they're going to be like, you need to go to the Kingdom Hall and talk to Jehovah. That is why you are experiencing the perimenopause. I'm making a joke. It's a bad joke, but it's funny to me. Uh, yeah, and it's only two of them. It's only two of them, and yeah, one is off in West Bubble, God knows where, living her best life because she's with a cousin of mine who is a Jehovah's Witness and who's married and has little kids, so she's fully entertained now. And the other one is by herself, with her home attendant in Harlem, and I have to forcefully go visit them, like if I it's weird. I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole. But the point is that yeah, I have to speak to complete strange black women about what's happening, and because I know they can relate to me. And so one told me, "Oh, I'm 56, girl. I done been there, done that." She's like, "Don't drink coffee." I'm like, "Don't drink coffee, ma'am. I just started drinking coffee. What do you mean, don't drink it?" I didn't drink coffee 20s, 30s. I literally just started drinking coffee, and you're going to tell me that coffee is not helping me right now? Yep, coffee has done something to our bodies. Don't do it. I'm like, oh hell no, man. Coffee is one of my happy places. Like when I sip, and I don't have a cup daily, but when I do have a cup, it just feels like heaven. It feels like heaven on my taste buds. It feels like heaven. It has this bitter, earthy. It's just tasty to me. I like coffee. I like the flavor of coffee. I like exploring different flavors and stuff. And particularly, I like Pike Place from Starbucks. I love Pike Place. You know, I know the price, the size, everything. I go in there and order that really quick. But yeah, that's her advice she gave me. Don't drink coffee. What was the other advice? Don't drink coffee. I don't even know what else she said. I think I probably blanked her out when she said don't drink coffee. I was just like, ma'am, I like coffee a lot. What do you mean don't drink coffee? But okay, you 56. You got about 16 years on me. I think I should probably listen to you. So I'm gonna take that into consideration. Um, but I definitely drank some coffee. Did I drink coffee yesterday? That wasn't yesterday. That was Monday. I want to say that was Monday. That was not Monday. That was Tuesday. That was Tuesday. Tuesday. Let's talk about Tuesday. Let's talk about Tuesday, even though we're here Thursday. Let's talk because I feel like I need to. Whoever watches my videos, I feel they're entertaining probably because I be entertaining myself. I'm funny. I'll be laughing at just life because like I said, I see and I hear so much. And so that's on a daily basis. And it's interesting. It's interesting. I vented on here quite a few times in regards to uh, an interaction I was having. I'm going to call him Pop Pop. That's his new nickname, Pop Pop. Um, with this interaction I was having with this older black man. And I was just like, dude, come on now. We see you. You ever see that thing with Cat Williams? I know if you watch any skits or whatever, you had to see the thing where they put like a person and they have like a little Cat Williams at the bottom, and the person is like when a person acts like they you can't see them but you see them, and then you have Cat Williams like you know I can see you, right? That's how I feel about Pop Pop. Because Pop Pop was on this whole nother wavelength. And universe knows I was just like, I want I know I have to interact with different type of people, different personalities. Please make this interaction peaceful and smooth, and I'm gonna speak how I feel. I'm gonna speak how I feel. And when they lied, when they like told a bold-faced lie, oh, it irritated the heck out of me. It irritated the heck out of me. They literally told a bold-faced lie, and they were like just very adamant because they had their own personal agenda that had nothing to do with the organization. Like they tried to say, "Oh yeah, this is for this and this is for that," but woo, 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 when I tell you, extra eyes came and extra ears came and read him from the top of his head to the bottom of his feet. I was like, okay. And then my spirit still wanted to say something. And right before my spirit could even say anything, I was removed from the situation. And when I got back, everything was nice and peaceful. And I was just like, oh, 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 I'm back to square one. I'm back to square one. That's smart. That it's one thing to be smart. Like, okay, I like intelligence. I do. I've said it before. I don't know if anybody's caught it. Um, Once I finish a certain degree, I'm applying to the Mensa Society. I am. I'm applying there. Like I feel that's the place for me. I've always felt it. I've just been brown in America and lifing, but intellectual stuff. I even like on my dating profile say, I'm a ghetto nerd because I love it. I love intelligence. I love intelligence is something that's just like yeah, like I love it. But with intelligence groups with wisdom, so you have intelligence, wisdom, and then you add that the spirituality aspect in there. I'm just like, oh, oh, wow, like oh, oh. That's to me. That's like how some ladies are with shiny objects. Now I like glitter. I like glitter, but you know how some ladies are with like other shiny things. You know, and like with purses or stuff. Pocketbooks I hate too, but those three things together, I'm just like, okay, God. So I'm just going to continue to learn and grow and learn and grow and learn and grow. And I had an interaction with my son um, when he came to me for advice. And the advice that he came from me, I think I shared this in my recent vlog. I'm not sure, but when he came, I know I definitely shared this with a relative of mine. I was having a conversation with my brother, and my son came to me for advice with a young lady, and I consulted the spirit. I didn't like go off of just my own logic. I consulted spirit. I was literally earthing when he came up on me. Like I was just earthing because I was just like, let me go put my feet in the grass, and the air was warm, and I was doing all of that stuff, and he walked up on me while I was earthing, and he was like, "Mom, I need some advice." So he asked me some questions. I gave him some advice, but in the middle of the advice, because I opened myself up to be available for spirit to speak through me, and I realized that this advice was not just for him. This advice was also for me, and it literally stopped me in the trajectory I was heading in. I was heading in a trajectory of, just like of like this song, I'm a grown woman. I can do whatever I want. Like I was in that trajectory. And I had, this was Tuesday that he consulted me for advice. And I had a phenomenal Monday. Like Monday, I got up, I did my self care, I got ready. I had already had a coffee date that was planned. So I was sort of excited about that. Um, I had already decided, like, okay, I understood communications that I had received, so I closed off a bit of me in another direction. I was like, yep, let me just close that door right there. Cool, respect it, I'm good. And yeah, got my little coffee date, and then it was just like the world, like when I stepped out the door Monday, the world just was like so loving and so supportive, just everywhere I went, it was like it was just gentlemen. It was gentlemen. It was like it was almost like I was inspiring the inner gentleman of everybody I interacted with, from the bus driver to the men at the bus stop. Like it was just, I don't know what it was, but Monday was that day for me, and I was just like, okay, okay, Monday. And so I have projects due. Obviously, it's finals and projects, and one of my classmates I'm working on a project with, we've been cool, so we're chit chatting because we're assigned to work on a project together, and we're chit chatting, and they have already been telling me like about certain personal things in regards to them seeking a significant other, or at least they was at a point in time. They're not so much now, because they got a good job that they really like, plus school, so they're just like, they really like the space that they're in, and I'm like, okay, cool. And so because we have that rapport with each other, and again, great soul. When they asked me, like, where am I at, romantically, I was like, well, I got a coffee date, and it was like, oh, cool, well, good for you. And I told them where the coffee date was at, and it was like, oh, I actually need to head in that direction myself. Do you want to ride? And I was like, oh, thank you, So they gave me a ride to my coffee date, and before the coffee date, we actually sat down and had a bite to eat really quick. And the building that I went to, that I met my coffee date in, um, it's an open space. So there's commercial spaces there, but there's also an artist hub there. So I had to show them the artist hub. So the artist hub is open up to the community, to the city, but it's also connected to a major university. So when I went in, I go there quite a bit. I haven't been there so much, but it's definitely a space that I love, and you could tell. You could tell because the space loves me back. And the staff, like I get along with the staff and everything. So there's a particular staff member right there at the front desk, a security officer who's a veteran. I don't know whether he's a Navy veteran or an Army veteran. He's a veteran, though. Cool. Cool as cool can be. A chit chat when I come in, a chit chat when I go out. They see me come to events. They act most of the time, when I come in, I don't even know what's happening. They're like letting me know, like, oh, this is happening, that's happening. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, thank you. And I did hang out we in 2025, 2023 Christmas time. I was up in the space, and I kind of regret that I was so tired that I was not up in the space 2024, because Christmas time, they are popping all the way. Like it's events after events after events after events. And anyway, that being said, this is just something somebody I have a good rapport with. I respect, some mutual respect. And so when I came in there with my classmate, I introduced my classmate because I was looking at the person like sort of almost like family, not really, but that was the space. So here, let me break me down. If I am getting along with a person of the opposite sex, and I discover like, okay, they're not available because I'm single. I'm single-ish. Ah, like blackish, single-ish. It's the ish for me. It's the ish. I'm like, no, I must be like ish. You technically you are, and technically you not, ma'am. Like, I know for real, I am. I don't have anybody that I'm having that conversation with currently. Yes, I had a coffee date, but the coffee date seemed like a sales pitch on his behalf, that he was trying to sign me up to a investors group more so than actually get to know me, or have me get to know him. And I put out there, listen, I'm looking for my sacred partner. Kind of not looking no more, but That is my goal. That is my goal. So I'm gonna keep saying it because I heard through the grapevine that whatever you put your mind on is what you're gonna be attracted. So like every day, I'm just like, oh, I'm so grateful. I'm grateful that I have. I have it already. I'm just saying I have it. Obviously, ain't nobody next to me, but I'm still saying I'm still claiming it. Okay, I'm still claiming it. So anyway, though, um, so yeah, fast forward to the security guard. So the security guard, he's a handsome brother. He's a handsome brother. He's in shape. Like I said, we chit chat. That's it. But once I discovered that he is not available, I placed him as I put him in the brother category. Like you are in the friend zone, right? And he's just where he is. That's where he is. That's where he's staying, right? But Monday, and particularly when I came in there, I threw on my little Calvin Klein, my new Calvin Klein dress. It's a new dress. I put on my new dress. I have my little kitten heels on and stuff. I was cute, cute. I'm cute all the time, but I was extra cute as I was planning to go on a date. You get cute on a date, right? And it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna go home after school and work and change and then go to this date. Nope, I'm coming straight from school and work to this date. So yes, I got cute, cute. Not extra cute, not fancy. Just threw on a little dress. It don't take much. You see, I woke up like this. I woke up like this, okay? This is how I wake up. Just like this. Okay, so I just threw on a little fancy curly hat, threw on a little cover up so you don't see my little where I popped some pimples at. And I said, put on some mascara, some eyeshadow, simple stuff, simple, easy stuff. It don't take much, right? And so when I came there, my classmate, I introduced my classmate because, like, I almost feel like my classmate is sort of like family to me. So it was like, hey, let me introduce this family member to some other family member type shit. And I took my classmate throughout the whole building and showed them all the amazing parts of the building and let them know, listen, there's studio space here. There's even like equipment here. Like, this is a really good space. Like, you an artist like me, come and plug in. It's free. It's open to the community. It's free and it's good stuff. Like, they take care of their stuff. It's a good space. It's a good space. It's a really really good space to be in. So then it's like, okay, I'm communicating with my coffee date. So my coffee date, I initially expressed that I wanted to meet in this particular building. I didn't say the artist space. I mentioned the artist space so that they can reference where the building is at. So I let them know, okay, this building has artist space in it, it has supermarket in it, and this is the building I would like to meet you. Now there's other businesses there. I don't know the name of the businesses. I know they have a cafe, so let's just meet for a cup of coffee and that's it. And they're like, okay, cool. Okay, so that's me just telling them where I would like to meet at. That's not me initiating the meeting. They initiated the meeting, but um, having a guy like do the planning and stuff, you'll be waiting, waiting, waiting. No. He initiated the fact he wanted to meet. And I said, I made a recommendation. How about this building? And they said, okay. And then I went to describe the building. And then they were like, okay. And then they asked me for the address. And that's when I said, okay, no. I gave you the description. I gave you the name. You're going to have to do some due diligence and find out the address. Like, you just go on Google and find out the address. I gave them specifically the name of the location of the building itself because it's a large building. And there's multiple things here. There's commercial space there and residential space there. So they sent me a link. The link had an address on it and a coffee shop. Now, as I just said, I didn't know the name of the coffee shop. I just know there's a coffee shop there. I don't frequent the coffee shop. This was maybe my second time going into there. I just know it exists. Now, the artist hub, I could tell them the name of the artist hub. The supermarket, I could tell them the name of the supermarket. But the coffee shop, I didn't know the name. And I'm on foot right now. So I don't even know number address of the building. I just know how to get there, you know? I know what's in front of it, I know what's behind it, I know what's on the side of it. Shoot, they did add one of my other new favorite places connected to it. I can't even think of it right now, the name of that Chinese spot. But anyway, so I'm like, go to Google. They send me a link, and again, I'm rushing. I press the link. I see the coffee shop. I see the name of the street. Again, I don't know the number. I know the name, and it has several addresses because it takes up a city block. This building, and so there's multiple ways to go inside. So there's one side I believe is Broad, and I think the other side is Halsley. So you could go in on either side. You could enter the building on either side. So they sent me a Halsley address, and I automatically assumed that they had listened. They had listened to what I had communicated, and they had decided that, oh, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna find out the coffee shop of the place she recommended, the building. She don't know the name, so I didn't know. I'm thinking the coffee shop they sent me is in the building. When I saw Halsley Tree, I said, "Oh, okay, cool." So now, anyway, I'm upstairs at the artist hub. I'm communicating with the coffee date, and they're like, "Oh, I'm inside." And I'm like, "You inside? Okay, I'm coming down right now." They call me. We say a few words. I go downstairs. They're not there. I'm like, I call them back, like, "I'm here. I don't see you here." And they're like, "I'm inside." And I asked the barista, like, "What's the address here?" The address was like 80 or some shit like that. I don't know. It was a double digit, close to the hundreds, but not in the hundreds yet. And I still don't know. Like, I didn't retain it. I didn't retain that information, but I know it was different than the address that he sent me. So I was like, wait a minute, you're on the same street, but where are you at? You're not at the same location. And like, no, I'm at this location. I told you to meet me here. So I guess in their mind, it was like, oh, she did say she was busy, and she did mention that she wanted to go to this specific place, but I'm just gonna pick a random place, and this is where we're gonna go. Like, already, sir, flags, flat, not red flags, but just communication is gonna be important. Now, it's one thing to not hear something, but like, I really, really work very well on communicating, and I still have room for improvement. And I know I still have room for improvement because one of the things that I would do is talk in incomplete sentences. I may have done it on here, you know what I mean? Um, but it's like I've noticed it. I've noticed it, and it's something that I work on now, and that I'm conscious of, and I appreciate. I don't know whether to call this person a friend, a mentor. I don't know what to call this person, but I'll just say person. Mentor sounds so, mm, but maybe they're a mentor. Let's go with mentor. My mentor. I don't know why that's so funny to me. It's a fitting position. It's a fitting position. My mentor um, brought it out to my attention, and then I found myself bringing it to my son's attention yesterday, and I was just like, my mentor is a good mentor. I have a good mentor, man. This mentor, I'm not gonna get off of Monday, but this mentor, what I like about this mentor a lot is that their insightfulness, like, it's just, mm, they seem to be very well balanced within themselves, and being well balanced within yourself is just makes you extremely efficient in everything that you do. So I'm gonna leave it right there and get back to Monday. So I go through all of that Monday because I feel like I haven't vlogged since Monday. I went through all of that Monday. I was mad hype. I don't know whether I vlogged Monday or not, but because I had to, like, study, get to bed, get up early, and start all over again. And then Tuesday, I really didn't know what to expect. I didn't have any dates planned, for Tuesday. Um, that coffee date, like I said, it went like a what you call it, like a sales pitch. That coffee date went like a sales pitch. You know, that's all they talked about was they're they're part of an investment group. Like, okay, what does that tell me about you? What about you and what do you want? Okay, you want to make money. Obviously, that's what they want. So that's what they're doing. And if they could get some pootie tang on the way, they probably. I mean, they probably don't have to even try so hard. I'm pretty sure that women are like throwing themselves, but I ain't one of them. Like you are great on the outside, you know. So here's where it gets interesting. I'm going to get to the interesting part. So um, the coffee we coordinate where they come to where I'm at because I wasn't far. It was like maybe a block away. Um, and now I had already purchased my own beverage, so there we go. You know, not to put the whole independent because I'm not, you know, but just to say like this is an initial meeting. You know, it's different if we have already interacted. We didn't interact much of nothing. We sent each other a few messages, and they were like, "Let's meet." And I was just like, "Oh, I like the fact that they want to meet and." The conversations were suitable. They were intelligent interactions, messages, you know, no weird stuff like, oh, I'm coming to your house, shorty. Because there be guys in those apps that be talking like that. Where you live at, shorty? Like, what? Shorty? Who are you speaking to? All the while I'm not the polo grounds, no. If Ghetto Bougie was the title. Shit. Holy shit. Anyway, I'm just self aware, okay? I'm not bougie, I'm just self aware. Not saying that, you know, y'all seen my different modes. I've expressed my different modes quite transparently here. So, like a car goes into different gears, there are different gears of me, okay? It's just different gears. There is the smooth and the, you know, the soft spoken me. And then there's the, oh hell, what the fuck you doing, motherfucker? Because don't be trying to motherfucker act like nobody don't see what the fuck you doing. Because we see what the fuck that you doing. And you ain't about to play in this motherfucker face in front of me, motherfucker. Because you're about to bring the ghetto up out of me. And you do not want to meet her, okay? I want to keep it nice and professional because this is a professional space. And not only is this a professional space, this is a sacred space. You know, so again, there's different modalities to me, which makes the dating life oh so much more complex because I am just like, I can't date a straight hood motherfucker. I can't date a straight what else? Like it has the combinations have to flow together. But I digress. Let's get back to Monday. So, oh my gosh. So Monday. So okay, dude's trying to sell pitch me to join the investor group. I'm not joining the investor group, sir. And he didn't ask. He didn't ask. He just that's what he talked about. And anyway, so now before the date ended, I'm like, do you want to? They mentioned their college. They actually are alumni of the college that they're alumni to my college, which was another flag. And it's weird, right? But I'm not interested, and I haven't. No, that's connected to my school. No, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Like, cool. My classmate is cool. Good brother. You know, shoot, I'm even thinking about introducing him to somebody who I know is a good, solid sister. You know, because I feel like they're both solid and they would just make a good team together. You know, but for me personally, I'm good. Like, one thing that I did learn was like, you don't shit where you eat. You know, if you know what that means. Um, so again, that's just a saying that we black people folks use. That's why I got there's a plethora around. But even they would have to be extremely exceptional for me to even consider, because most of the plethora that I see are just have that one um, aspect to them. They're just all that. They're just all hood. It's one thing to be versatile. You know, um, yeah, they don't have the versatility. At least that's not what they show. That's not what I've seen. And if they do, and then that's just one of the dynamics to the plethora of men. Anyway, back to so now I bring my coffee date upstairs to the artist hub, because the artist hub is connected to their other university. That they went to after they became alumni where I'm at. They became alumni to a 4 year, because I'm currently at a 2 year. They became alumni at a 4 year, and so their 4 year that they went to initially is attached to this artist hub. So I bring them there because I mentioned it, and they are listening because they remembered that. So it wasn't that they weren't listening; they just were choosing what they were going to do, which is all good. Anyway, so they brought that up, and I was like, "Oh, come check it out." I go up there, and when I tell you, my brother, I felt cop blocked on me. It is not my blood brother. This was the person that got positioned into the brother category. You are in the friend category. You are my brother. You understand? I'm still gonna love you. Like, I got your back. Ain't nobody about to come up here and fuck with you, motherfucker. Cause I got love for you. But you are like, it's a brotherly love, okay? Even though we not flesh and blood, it's still a brotherly love. When I tell you that motherfucker cop blocked so quick on me, and I just thought it was funny as hell. I was like, "What did what did you just say?" I don't even think he prepared to cop block on me. I just think it came out so quick that he couldn't even catch himself. It was already out. It was out of his mouth already. This motherfucker said, "Oh, you made a bet, and with a different guy." I said, and they didn't say it like that. They said it some way like they said it. Those were not the exact words. But they made it known and verbalized that I was up there with my classmate. They didn't say classmate. They just said guy. Like, they didn't care like the title of the guy. They just saw me with the guy walking, laughing, talking. Then see me with another guy walking, laughing, talking, and made a out loud reference to the fact that I was there with another guy. And I was just like, did my brother just cop block on me? And then it had me in a headspace like, why would my brother cop block on me? Because see, I got your back, brother, but you trying to throw me under the bus. You don't even know. You don't even know nothing. You don't know nothing, nothing, nothing of a nothing, okay? And you go cop block on me. What if the coffee date was going good? And it's not like it went bad. But what if I was digging the motherfucker? What if I liked them like that? And you just gonna throw me under the bus like that? That's what we doing. That's what we doing. That's what and how I felt about it, like my brother was like, you out you dating now? Oh, okay, you got some things in your life together, and now you're deciding to date? Oh, and you didn't consider me? And I'm like, no, I didn't consider you. You are like family. What the hell? And you got a family, sir. Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. But I was gonna go. So Tuesday, I was ready to go check him. I was gonna go check him. I was like, yeah, I'm about to go check him in a fun way, not in an angry way, like with attitude, but like in a fun way. Like, I want to check you. Let me see where your headspace is at for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. You just don't know. After Will Smith and Jada Pinkett decided to put their certain parts of their marriage for public review, it broadened my perspective on marriages, because just because somebody is married doesn't mean that they're not swinging. And adults are adults. Adults do what the hell they want to do responsibly. And so I really was going to press my brother and see if he was in that type of arena, because I'm just like, oh, well, in that type of arena, well, hey, I never, entered into those arenas before, but I've been speculating on the sidelines, and hey, you're grown, I'm grown, and with everybody as consensual adults, let's have a discussion. That's where I was heading. That's where I was heading Tuesday. I had already made up my mind Monday. This is what I'm doing after work, after school. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. Universe said, "No, you're not." And I was like, huh? What universe? Universe was like, Spirit was like, actually, you're going to do this. Because actually, this advice that you've given your son is applicable to you. And when I tell you, it had me in a headspace where I was just like, I don't think I'm where my son is at in regards to romance. Like, there are some similarities for sure, because of how he met his romantic partner and how they light up when they see each other. Like, oh, that's cute, little young love. But am I in that similar space? And I was just stuck. I was just like, and then I got information, like, oh no, it just couldn't be coincidental, because of the event. It was just like, and I was really struggling. I was like, my spirit was like, "This what you're doing," and my logic was like, "You gonna do that? You gonna travel? You gonna do all that traveling? Don't do all that traveling. Take your butt home." And I literally left to go home. And when I stepped out the door, my spirit was like, "Nope, you're not going to the right. You're going to the left." And I was like, "It's not even payday yet. I don't even know how I'm gonna get there. Just follow spirit." And literally, I followed spirit. I surrendered. I went to the left. Instead of walking to the 21, I walked to the 108. And I sped read. Sped read means like when you read something really quick. So all I saw, and I didn't retain everything. All I retained was the topic and what the event was connected to. So in my mind, I was going, following spirit, obviously, but also going to a whole nother location. A location that I've always wanted to go to. And even though I've been invited, I've not invited, but people have been telling me I'm in a chat where I get information about this location all the time. But I just didn't feel it in my spirit. Like my spirit was really guiding me this time to like go. So I was just like, okay, the topic has come up more than once within the last week. Just last week this time, I went to Co-op City, which was a 4.5 hour commute each way, but it was so divine and spirit orchestrated, and I was really adamant because I wanted my mentor to come also, but then I kind of like, I don't know if I won't say I jacked up my credibility, but I came at my mentor in a way that I shouldn't have came at my mentor, not regarding the event in Co-op City, but regarding something else. And I we're past that. I've apologized for that, but I just was like, ah, shoot, like that's just one thing. It's probably a complexity that I probably shouldn't have voiced, but I did. And I don't have no regrets. I just feel like, okay, it was a learning lesson. Moving forward, if I should ever have a situation like that again, um, I know, just to not stuff it, but utilize the spaces that I have to of expression, such as this amazing platform, such as my trusted confidants, instead of like going directly and just, putting all of my feels like, here you go. Oh, here's some feels, because you're awesome, and I don't know who you are, but I want to know, and here, hold on to these feels right quick. They're like, ma'am, I can, your feels, I don't even know. I'm not going there to try to even dissect that. I'm just gonna take accountability that I shouldn't have put my feels out there. I shouldn't have presented my feels. Even though I don't have any regrets of presenting my feels. The reason because they don't know me. And they can look at me and say, oh, she's just those feels. And there's more complexities to me outside of those feels, but they could cloud the perception, and uh, I thought about that when I was wanted to pitch the invite to when I went to a co-op city. Um, Fast forward now, back to Tuesday. Now, because that was last Thursday, Co-op City. Back to Tuesday. So back to Tuesday. I had already put in my mind, but I also said I'm surrendering to spirit too. So that's another thing. Like, okay, I'm gonna go here because I'm about to go check my brother at this artist hub because he tried to cop block on me. Plus, I want to see what they doing. Are they on the playground? Are they swinging? What they doing? I need more data before I can make a conclusion here. And but Spirit was like, nope, you're not getting any more data today. Today, or at least not in that aspect. Today, you are going to go into another event. So I called my actual brother and I'm like, I gotta get to this event. And they're like, oh yeah, my pastor's at that event. Yeah, I know about that event. I got you, girl. And I'm like, thank you. And then even then, somebody came in the bus and they were like having a whole conversation named Jeremy. And Jeremy like has a whole conversation with me and allows me to charge my phone, and like it was just such a serendipitous type of moment. So it was like spirit letting me know, good job, you're doing the right thing. See what happens when you listen. And my mind is still like, okay, I didn't plan on traveling into the city this often, but okay, I'm fine, spirit, you got me. And so I I get to the city because the event's in the city. I get to the city. Again, I'm heading to, in my mind, to a whole nother location because I read the information quick. I saw the topic and I saw the affiliation, and I'm going to where it's affiliated at. So I'm like, oh, it's easy. I get off the 108. I'm already going to be on 42nd Street. I could just take the crosstown over. The crosstown's going to leave me right in front of the affiliate building, right? Before I get to the affiliate building, something is like, let me look and see if I need to register or do anything like that. I'm looking on my phone and I'm reading the fine print, which wasn't the fine print. It was at the top of the daggone page of the flyer. So now I'm reading the flyer and I'm like, oh, it's not there. It's at another location. Hold up. Before I get to First Avenue, I need to get off. So I got off. I got off at Sixth Avenue, which was the address that was on there. And I'm like, oh, what's it's in the 800. So I'm on 42nd Street and Sixth Avenue. The address is at 20, it's by my old job. It's on 29th Street and Sixth Avenue. So I troop it. And I'm just like, oh God, okay, this is happening. This is me Surrendering to spirits. I'm trooping from 42nd Street to 29th Street. Okay. All right. Here I go. And so when I get closer, I'm familiar. Don't, again, I've been on foot. I've had a few cars, but they haven't lasted for long where numbers of addresses stick in my head. Places, yes. Of course, street numbers, yes, being from New York City. But as there's a restaurant, Amico. I'm probably saying it wrong, but that's how I say it. Amico is there, and I have been to a event there before. So I'm like, oh, shoot. I should have. I wish this was yesterday when I had on my new dress. But it's today, where I just have on some slacks and a sweater. Okay, well I'm still business casual. I'll be all right. So I get to the location and I'm like so excited. And then when I get there, they're like, "Oh no, ma'am, it's not here. It's actually on Second Avenue." I'm like, "It's on Second Avenue? I'm on Sixth Avenue. What?" And so when I leave out, I'm like, "Okay." I said yes already, so I just have to make my way to where it's at. And I leave out and I see a lady coming in behind me. And the lady coming behind me, I said, I bet she's coming in for the same event, but I don't say nothing, because again, I've surrendered. And that's where I'm living at. I'm living in the surrendered space now. Spirit, you show me, you guide me, got you. You know, that's where I'm at. And so I'm walking, not fast, obviously. I walk with a cane right now, temporarily. And I get to the end of the corner, and she's like, "Are you going to such and such place?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." She was like, "Oh, can I go with you?" And so this woman, she goes with me there. Like, we travel together there, we sit together there. Never met her before. We sit together there. The event is phenomenal. It's on a ley line. I don't know if you know what ley lines are, but ley lines are concentrated energetic hubs. And these concentrated energetic hubs, a lot of times, there's a lot of them in New York City, but they're all over the world. But I'm always near one. And I don't plan to be near one. I'm familiar with what they are. I know what they are, but I'm never like looking like, oh, where's the ley line at? Let me go there. I'm always just la la la, minding my business. And then until I'm there and I'm just like, oh, okay, time to focus on extra goodness. I'm already focused on extra goodness. So it's easy now, but it's like, oh, I gotta get real extra. And I didn't even realize. I just it's wonderful. It's really a wonderful, phenomenal space I'm in right now. And so I get there and somebody's presenting something that's amazing. And I'm just like, wow, I could see it. Like, I could see it. I could see the space. I could see like everything, like the whole interaction, all of it, like everything. And I have my books because I'm coming from work and school, and I'm like, oh, let me write. Let me write some positive stuff. And in my mind, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say this positive stuff in this space, not on a stage, but in the space. It doesn't matter where I say it at. I'm in the space. Words and vibrations. They're gonna travel. They're gonna anchor. It's gonna do some stuff. So let me do my stuff. Oh, I came to work. I didn't even know I came to work. And so now I'm happy. I'm extra happy, like I'm extra happy, which is good. Part of that is work too. So I step off to go do my work. When I step off to go do my work, a sister just starts a conversation with me, another sister. This sister is a politician from the Netherlands. And we have a conversation like we've known each other for years. Like we was in a sorority together. That's how she talking to me where I went to go and do my work at. And so, of course, we talk. I give her my number. I don't know whether she was tipsy. I wasn't. I can't say people that's talkative with me are like that because it happens to me often. I just mentioned Jeremy. Jeremy did the same thing. He just started a conversation and continued the conversation until we got on the bus. We got on the bus. It was just like, okay, peace, take care, thank you, and that was the end of the conversation. So the sisters had this conversation, but it, again, for me, it felt like my homegirl, like I've known for years, and I just met the sister, and she's talking to me transparently, and I'm listening, and I'm just being myself, responding, and so that was phenomenal. And then she leaves, and there's like a little closet. And I step into the closet and I do my work, grounding, and canting, using this wonderful tool. Um, and I'm just like, oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. I love life. And then I just casually just go back in, grab my food, and the food is delicious, by the way. And it was catered by this place called Farida. I got their information. I'm definitely circling back to Farida. Okay. And yeah, I it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal, and so let's get back to earlier that day. Earlier that day, when I gave my son the advice that I gave him, that I realized was applicable to me, before I even became aware of that event, I had a question I was asking myself. I knew that the advice was applicable, but the way the advice came out to me was based on uh, a particular topic, and the topic is beyond romance, because romance is a complex topic, but it's still a surface topic. There has to be, doesn't have to be, because romance can be inspired just from surface attractions. But for me, um, it has to be more in depth, and so, and I know the same is applicable to my son, even though he's young, and yes, surface things may get his attention, to hold his attention. And this young lady has held his attention, and he has held her attention, which speaks volumes, because even though surface wise he looks good, um, again, this young lady is a very a deep young lady. You know what I mean? She's deep. She's a deep young lady, and she's passionate about things that are important to me. She's a political science major, and when I first seen her, that's where I like the connection was. The connection was, I know where I'm heading. I don't talk about it, but I know where the direction, the trajectory that I'm heading in. I know it. So the people that's going to be around that, I feel like the teams and the friendships, all of that stuff is going to be ironclad. Like there's not going to be any leaks, any breaks. It's going to be, because it's a spirit. Spirit is doing this, and it's not just doing through me what needs to be done. It's doing through others too, especially those who are receptive. So that was my first thought of her. Before I even knew what her major was, I was like, she's a politician, or she's somebody she's gonna be a key person in the trajectory that spirit is leading me on right now. And then she met my son, like weeks afterwards, and I feel like I want to say I met her, wasn't too many weeks afterwards. I met her before I even knew my son was going to be going to my school with me. So the way things is unfolding, again, if you see me pausing, it's the awe factor for me. I just be in awe, like, oh, awe, 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 awe. So, now that they are growing a friendship, but they have just a wonderful chemistry, I'm just like, oh my God, look at this though, look at this though, look at this. And so, um, yeah, it's just pure, and it's young. I call it young love. It's young love, and it's beautiful, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm so grateful to be a part of their support network. That's all. That's what I'm gonna say. You know, so young love. I gave him advice on just love in general. And again, this was not something I premeditated, it's something that came through me. So because it came through me, I knew it wasn't just for him, it was also for me. So now I was perplexed with the question and my logic and my intelligence. Wait a minute now. I know I like this person. That's easy. You like this person? Yes. Do you more than like this person? And I was puzzled. I was puzzled the whole time. It puzzled me. That question puzzled me because a no didn't come to me. And I was just like, uh, how? Wait, hold up. When did that happen? When did the like evolve? When did the like evolve? No, the like wasn't supposed to evolve because, matter of fact, there was a conversation, and I made sure that I shut this door to my heart because I already know I have a big heart, and I could still be um, generous and kind and mean without making myself vulnerable. Hello, I need to guard my heart. Hold up, heart, you need to be guarded. What do you? And that was my the thought. But when I came in, I had my answer, and I was just like, oh, okay. Okay, here I am. And I was just like, but I like where I am. I like where I am because I'm observing. Even though I'm present, I'm always observing at the same time. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, back to the regularly scheduled programming, which was basically just a lot of thoughts. And I was just like, okay, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this semester, but I know I'm getting through it. But it was just like when I had closed up a bit, I was just like, yeah, no. And then there it was like, how long did the closure last for? The closure lasted for, I don't even know if it was official closure, but it was something that I instinctively just did because I'm just like, mm-mm. I have liked and even loved individuals similar before, and to an extent that of 10 years, like I went a whole decade, a whole 10 years where I just was not open to anybody else because I was just like, oh, this is it. A whole decade. And yes, that decade was necessary for me to heal, was necessary for me to grow, was necessary for me to even be the person that I am right now. Because what I realized, what I had to do repeatedly during that decade was choose me, and so I had to to love me more, and that's what I did. I grew, I healed, I learned to love me more. Then I got to a space where I was like, I'm giving because I was supporting. I was going to their events annually. I was showing up, boom, strong. Like what? And they knew this, and they knew that they had access to a very special place, but they did not have access to my body. They had access to my heart, but they didn't have access to my body. And because they knew this, when things got really tough for them, and this is a single individual, so to speak. They're not married. Um, they they would draw on that, and I would feel that pull, and I would go answering. I would go answering. Just this time last year, I felt that pull, and I was. And they have a large community. When I say a large community, they have a large community. We're not just talking about a regular Joe, so to speak. So the fact that they pulled on me emotionally and energetically, it made me feel like, oh, they need me. But at the same time, now that was a year ago, so that's like what 9 years of me giving, and it was like, okay, but I need to make sure I'm okay too. So there was the trust was not there. For me, it was like, okay, I love this person, but I don't trust them. So, okay, you need me. I know this is a very sensitive time. I'm going to show up, but I'm going to show up just me. And I'm going to be prepared to follow whatever is within me. And even though I could have stayed, because they've been dealing with a lot of funerals, and I could have stayed. I could have stayed, but I went to this lady's funeral. I didn't even know the lady, but I went there to be support to them because this is a person I love. This is a person I care about. But again, I need to make sure that I'm okay, and because the trust factor was not strong, I went there. I seen them. I asked them, were they okay? They said, yeah. I recognized they had a whole plethora of people to be supportive. And I just respectfully left because, once again, I didn't know this lady. And I left. I had to commute. I was all the way out in Brooklyn, all the way out in Brooklyn. Again, public transportation. Again, this was before I had started school. But at that point, I just was like, huh, okay, it's been 10 years. Where is this going? And so the answer that came to me was because of their choices, in order for it to even have the opportunity to go forward. At least this is what came to me when I asked the question. I would have to affiliate myself, like I would have to affiliate myself, um, in their realm. It's the best way I could say it, you know. Um, and for me to affiliate themselves in their realm, I have to reach out to some folks. So it's funny how, like, you make a decision, things come. I made just one phone call, and before I knew it, I was connected to some lovely women. So these lovely women, they invited me to a couple of functions. I went to the functions, but what I saw was not a reflection of where I'm looking to grow into. They all had beautiful hearts, but where I'm looking to grow into is not just my inner self growing, because I've been growing that and that's going to continuously grow, but I feel like it should be holistic. Like, my growth should be holistic. It should not just be, okay, I'm centered, I'm enlightened, all that stuff. It should be, okay, not only am I centered and enlightened, but ooh, I've exfoliated my skin. Ooh, I've strengthened and stretched my muscles. Like, I'm the optimal me. I'm the best me. And I know that takes time. I know that takes time. I know that takes time. But I'm actually investing the time into that now. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to keep on. Just be consistent. I'm already seeing improvements from my consistency, and I'm going to continue. And so, um, but because, I was looking at the the possibilities of um, that 10-year really strongly love that I have, because it's when you love, it doesn't go anywhere. It changes because there's different modalities. So I just was seeing that individual as, okay, because they do have a kind heart, um, because of what has been put inside of me as far as what I'm here to do, like, they align with that. I just felt like they aligned with that. But they really was an example of alignment. There was an example of alignment because, yeah, they do things, um, nationally, which is great and phenomenal. Um, but when it comes to the spirituality aspect, mm, mm, I feel like, I'm gonna say that person, but I feel like the realm of where they operate from, a lot of individuals there, are programmed mentally. They're not really free. And I'm not looking for bondage. Collaboration, yes. Bondage, hell no. No, 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 no. I'm not looking to bond anyone, and I'm not looking to be in bondage. Collaboration, sacred, all of that stuff. So, ironically, that individual that I was stuck to for 10 years, um, and this other individual, they're born on the same day. And when I found that out, I was just like, oh shit. But again, there's really no comparison outside of the fact that um, they they are both adept to a certain extent in metaphysics, aka mystical sciences, aka spirituality, and they have their respective circles that they travel in. But the difference, the huge difference, is that as I was healing over that decade, I was the one that was putting in a lot of effort towards evolving the, what was a friendship, and it wasn't a mutual thing. So I learned, like, yeah, I'm gonna be me naturally because I am a giver, but I have to also be conscious and limit, how much I give because I must give from an overflow. I I refuse to give into depletion. No, 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 to anyone, not to the person I gave life to, not to anyone. My cup has to stay full because therefore, if it ain't full, how am I even gonna operate? How? Like I need to operate myself as me. So therefore I need to keep myself filled up. And then whatever I share, and that's where I'm at right now. I'm at a point where I want to share. It's like I know I got growing to do. I'm working on that, I'm doing that. I'm keeping my cup full, but I still feel and know that I've grown so much and I just want to share outside of freaking what you call it. Like wouldn't it have been so nice to have this conversation with my significant other? It would have just been so nice. But instead I'm sharing it with strangers. And now I have to cut it short. Like I could have talked about this yesterday, last night, But no, I came online and had this conversation with strangers. I had to emote with strangers because there's just that, um, there's just that opportunity to still happen and be fulfilled. And I I don't know how that's gonna happen, when that's gonna happen. Everything's in divine time. I don't feel an urgency like I did. Um, I just am looking forward to it, as I continue to grow. Perhaps I have not even met the person yet, who knows? Maybe, who knows, you know? I'm going to a fundraiser next week. I might meet the person there. I have another event that I'm going to, and I think this is a fundraiser too. I'm going to another fundraiser. I'm going to. We're going to a lot of fundraisers. Okay, guys, that's a good sign. 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 Cause I gotta have fun to go to fundraisers, right? Okay, okay. Y'all know I launched my digital products. I gotta get off of here, cause I do have to go outside. I want to. I have to. Especially after they met with me. What time is it? It's 7:20. I had to be there an hour and a half. Anyway, I'm off of here. Please check the link in the bio. I don't know if anybody has listened this freaking long. I probably should have started talking about that. I'm gonna put that in the title. This is what I'm gonna do. That's gonna be part of my description. Click the link in the bio, and then I'm gonna describe how this is like an hour and a half long vlog. Click the link in the bio. Check out my products because I am living my best life. And this is just the process. This is just the construction part of building it. This is the detailing. And you can't know all of the details. But as you can see, I'm in a much better space than I was last week when I was in warrior queen mode. Because I'm protective over what I care about, and it's just a natural mama thing. It is what it is. So it is what it is. Don't mess with me or mines, and that I don't say that in a possessive way. I say that in a protective way. Just let us be. If you come into love and to contribute, come on. If you're trying to come to take, get away. Get away. You will get what we give you. You ain't taking nothing from us. And that's it. That's it. Happy Thursday. Click the link in the bio, people.